Welcome, Hoarders. Today we're going to be playing some more Grand Theft Auto 5. And this testing Tuesday, we're going to be testing the Dinka Thrust. I'm going to be completely honest with you. The reason I'm doing this video is because I was trying to find a vehicle to replace the Chimera, which I did a couple episodes back. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's the trike bike. And I had an open slot in my biker club building, so I decided to go on the search for a bike to replace the Chimera. And what I was trying to get was the Dinka Vindicator, but I accidentally bought the Thrust. And I shouldn't say I regret it, because, like I said, I'm trying to do every vehicle in the game. So it's like a happy accident that I accidentally did it. But as a reference, this vehicle is much, much cheaper than the Vindicator. I'm not, like, angry or anything at it. I just picked the wrong bike, because they do, in my opinion, look very similar. I like both of them. This one, I would say, after owning it for a couple weeks now, I don't like it nearly as much as I thought I was going to. It has some very, very bad flaws. Speed-wise, it's not slow. It's not fast either. There's plenty of other cars that go way faster than this, and plenty of other bikes that go way faster than this. My big complaint is, this is a warning to all the people that ever thought about getting this bike. Do not get it. Do not. It is the absolute worst steering bike I have ever driven in any Grand Theft Auto game ever. Not even every Grand Theft Auto game. Every game ever. I've never played a game with a motorcycle, a two-wheeled motorcycle, that steers as bad as this does. It doesn't look that bad when you're on the road. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to do a U-turn. It has the turning radius of a fucking airplane. It is bad. I'm gonna go like a reasonable speed, like something I would normally do. I'm turning as tight as I can, and it didn't look that bad, but it is very, very bad. I tried driving through the city with it, just going fairly quick, and it is very difficult. I think maybe, I don't know how to explain it. I just might have gotten more used to it, but it is a terrible. That is as tight as that would allow me to turn. Going slow, it's not bad, but it steers like absolute horse shit. There's nothing really special about it that I can see, like, any reason for owning it. I know normally when I do, like, vehicle tests, I say, like, oh, this is, like, I pick out the good and I pick out the bad. This is more bad than anything, I must say. Because what I want these videos to be for is I want them to be for people who, like me, earn all of the money they get in the game, and they don't want to waste it on stupid stuff. So I'm kind of doing it for you, trying to figure out what vehicles are worth having, which ones are not worth having. That there was a pretty good example of how shitty steering this is. I want to try to do, like, before we take it over to the test track, I want to do, like, maybe like a figure 8 over here in Blaine County. I even cut that corner too, because I knew that is what I don't like about this. had to go slow for that one. It just doesn't like, it doesn't have the feel of a bike. Every turn you take is extra wide. I'm doing racing turns, and I couldn't turn in there sharp enough. It's pretty bad. There's a lot, I quit driving this because I have the Ration Canyon bunker over here at the Ration Canyon, or Raton, whatever the fuck it's called. And I started a, where you have to go and pick up supplies. And it gave me the Ration Canyon supply thing, where you have to go down here, kill a bunch of hippies, and drive back up. I picked my bike to do that because that's the vehicle I used last. And to go from here to there, I didn't even make it that far. I made it to about here. I missed that turn and it went straight into the water. And I was not very happy about it. There's not really much more I can say about it. To me, braking's one of the most useless things in a game, other than, you have to have some form of brakes, but for me, it's not like you have to have the brakes on the the Tyrus or the Progen T20. Those are two really, really good braking cars. I don't think you need brakes like that. You need average brakes that are going to actually be able to stop you. I don't know. Yeah, they're not good enough to even do a stoppie. Unless it's because I pressed the wrong button. It's probably because of that. No? No, you cannot do a stoppie on this. That's actually genuinely surprising. Yeah, that's the stoppie, but R1 is to do the handbrake. And you go lean forward. It doesn't do a stoppie. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm obviously pushing pretty fucking hard to try to do that. I can't really think of much more to talk about this, so let's now head on over to the test track and see what we can get with it. I do realize that this is kind of odd for me to be doing this many motorcycle videos this close together. It's only one video in between that I haven't done a car, or I went from the Chimera to the Karen, what was it? The Kuruma. I went Chimera, Kuruma, and now to the Thrust. So I went bike, car, bike, which is very, out of the ordinary for me. But one of the really big reasons that I'm doing this is because I am trying to get, money, in-game, obviously, to afford the newer cars that came out. I can't remember the name of the one, but the newer rocket car, and I would like to get the Oppressor Mark II, but they are just so expensive, because in order to get the rocket car and the Oppressor Mark II, you need to, in order to get the cheaper price, you have to buy, I think the Gigabyte headquarters or something like that, Terabyte maybe. So you have to spend another 1.3 or 1.6 million just to get that. It will save you money, but I'm thinking wait a couple weeks, and I'm sure that they will put the thing on sale, but obviously, I won't get nearly the amount of views on these vehicles as I would if I had the vehicle the day that it came out, but to me that's not a huge issue. It's more quality over just pushing a video out. so that doesn't really bother me. The only annoying thing is I'm starting to genuinely give up on Rockstar. I almost no longer play this game at all other than Testing Tuesday videos. And it's kind of annoying that Rockstar's doing what they're doing with, oh, let's make every vehicle in the game cost 4 or 5 million. We got 2 minutes 18.206 seconds. I don't really want to sound like I'm complaining, but it is really annoying because I guess the reasons that they are doing what they're doing is because of hackers. But the only thing that does is make it so hackers can afford it, but the people who actually play the game can't. The other thing that I guarantee has a lot of play into it is that they're so money hungry that they're like, hey, if they want the new cars, they're gonna have to spend $100 on a Megalodon shark card or whatever it is, the Great White, whatever the $8 million one is. That's what they want. And I, for one, am not going to do that because I bought a copy of it for my computer. I bought a second copy for my computer for Steam, so I could do DOJ or mods in themselves. I had 2 PS3 copies, 2 PS4 copies, an Xbox 360 copy, and an Xbox One copy. I am not buying any more stuff from them. I am done. And the reason for the 2 copies are because, just as to get it over as quick as possible, I had 2 copies for the PS3 and 2 for the PS4 because my parents are separated. Well, they're divorced. And at the time when the game came out, my parents shared custody, so I just ended up getting 1 of each for myself. That way I wouldn't have to take them back and forth, which I'm sure there's other people that have that same type of thing going on. But let's get back on the topic, go over to the leaderboard, and see where we placed. As you can see, the Dinka Thrust finished in 40th place at 2 minutes 18.206 seconds, right behind the Pegassi Torero, which I believe is one of the Lamborghinis. I might be wrong, I really don't remember. And also falling right behind the Hot Ring Saber, which is the NASCAR vehicle in the game. Surprisingly, this is actually much better of a time than I thought it was going to get. It's in probably the top... Well, it's obviously in... It's probably in the top 43%, around in there. Because I just did the I believe this is the 105th episode. So that's at least 105 cars that I've tested, probably around 108, because I've done several videos where I do 2 cars in one video. But that genuinely did surprise me that it got that good of a time, because I really didn't think it was going to, considering how bad it is at cornering. But some of those corners, maybe Rockstar made it handle so bad to help with carrying more speed around a turn. But that's up to speculation. But I'm going to now head on over to the drag track and see what we can get over there. Okay, on to the last test. Grab that bad boy. Not a lot of power either. It definitely doesn't have great acceleration. I think it's more for top end, but the top end's still not that fast. Here's going to be the first person view for anyone who wonders what that looks like. Going fairly quick, and I like that sound difference. Change back so it stays where it's supposed to be. Okay, we got 24.960 seconds. I'm not sure how quick that is. So let's head on over to the leaderboard and see where we placed. Again, the Dinka Thrust finished with a much better time than I was expecting it to, tying with the Pegassi Torero this time at 24.960 seconds. You might remember from the test track instead of the drag track that the Torero beat it just by a little bit, but now they are tied here, which still, in almost every case, I expect the bike to be better than any car because they're so much lighter. You can put a lot of horsepower into them. They have like a really, really good power to weight ratio, and they're a lot better at cornering, which this one isn't good at cornering, but that doesn't factor in at all with the drag track. But as you can see, it did fairly good. I don't really have much more to say about this vehicle other than if you want it for maybe, this is going way out on a limb, maybe for racing purposes, because it seems to do good on tracks. The track I made, there's not really any really like teardrop shaped turns, like no really sharp turns, which I think is the thing that it really, really messes up with. But please post down in the comments below what you'd like to see me test in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one. And if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to watch one of my previous, next, and related videos, and don't forget to check out my other social medias in the description down below.